Well, hello, lovely friends. It's Ashley here from Lovely Commotion. Happy December to ya. It's a December of 2020, so really anything goes, right? I mean, December is kind of rough anyway. There's so much to do, but 2020 December is probably gonna be even more rough on us. So we need our game plans. I have some tips for you today to keep down the holiday stress because boy, oh boy, by the time I say goodbye to my little friends for holiday break, I am wiped out. I guess it would be like, I'm sure it's just all the things, right? You're shopping, you're cooking, you're lesson planning, you're buying supplies, you are trying to find supplies for, or presents, excuse me, for your family, friends, also your students. You're making parent gifts with your students. You're maybe even planning Christmas parties at school, Secret Santa, you're baking. I mean, it's just all the things. Like, I love all the things, but I also at the same time loathe all the things because it makes me stressed out. And in the past, I have definitely wanted to do all the things. Like, it only comes around one time a year, and I love traditions and I love to be able to share that with my students and my family at home, but it is not easy month, and it actually for me seems to start like right after Thanksgiving. And so it just all starts getting a little bit over the top. And throughout the years, I have learned some things as I become older and hopefully wiser that I cannot and I should not be doing it all. And you cannot do it all either. And that's okay, right? Don't feel the need to go overboard. This is my first tip because I do this all the time. Like, I see so many wonderful things that I want to do with my students, and I just can't fit it all in. And especially since we only go 3 days a week. So I'm always wanting just to push more and more and more. And that just raises my stress level even more because there's more for me now to do. So, seriously, try to keep it simple. I know it's not easy because you want to do all the things, but your classroom does not need to look like Buddy the Elf came one night and decorated it. It just doesn't, right? Um, and it really, I have to remind myself, and these tips are reminders for me too, because I have to re-remind myself every year, like, why am I putting myself through this? And honestly, I know deep down that this magnificent Christmas classroom and all these different things that I might put in it or do with the children don't mean much if I'm not there sharing it with them. So I try to keep that in perspective too, that my presence is more than what I'm giving to them or what I'm putting in their environment. Which brings me to the next point, not decorating just to decorate. I used to bring in a tree and it already had its ornaments on it and it was pretty to look at, but this was back in first grade, but it really wasn't for the children, right? Like, it was just a tree. And children see those all over their town and maybe in their own homes that they cannot touch. So remember that if you are spending time getting all these things together and kind of adding to your plate, make sure it's something that's valuable for your children as well. So if you love yourself a Christmas village, but it's not something that children can play with, and you're spending time bringing it into the classroom, setting it up and making it cute, that's wonderful. But if the children can't actually touch it, it really is just more of a waste of your time putting it in there, and you could be using that time elsewhere to do something for your students, or maybe even like go to the spa or something, right? Same with trees, beautifully decorated trees, they see them everywhere, but they can't touch them. And so we do bring a tree in the classroom, but I always like to provide them with materials to make ornaments for the tree and decorate the tree and do it themselves, because it means so much more for them than just some random tree you stuck in the corner. It's got meaning because they worked together as a class and decorated the tree. So just remembering that, remembering you don't have to do all the things and make it look this certain way, because honestly, if it's not something the children can use, it really has no place there anyway. My third tip is totally a please learn from me tip, and that would be start your parent gifts early. These are the gifts that your students are going to give to their parents. Um, and we usually wrap them and whatnot. And seriously, this happens to me every time. So like I will think I'm starting early enough, and usually like this gift is a little more in depth. It's about the only time I do something like crafty-ish. I want to make a keepsake, something they'll have every Christmas and they'll get to look at. But I always think I start early enough, and then guess what? One student isn't there, right? And so then you think it's not a big deal. They'll be here next time. We'll knock it out. They're not there the next time, or maybe you're not there the next time, right? Like things happen. And then it gets to the day where you're sending home all these gifts because it's the last day before break, and that child is now upset because they do not have the same present for their parents as the rest of the children. And so you're like holding up this really wet, painty, cute little project next to the blow dryer, and that's how you're spending your time. Or you didn't realize it was going to take so many steps to do the thing that you wanted to do, and you have to end up doing part of it yourself, which is totally not even the point. Or you're stressed because you're running out of time and you're trying to get all the children to get this done. It's just stressful. Like, I don't know what it is about making a keepsake, but knowing that families are going to look back on it every year makes it, I think, a little bit more pressure that I maybe just add for myself. Probably not really a thing. But start early. Like, start earlier than you even think. And I learned this from one of my colleagues because she was knocking them out early. And I'm like, why are you doing that so early? And then I found out because there were several years in a row that I had issues with getting these presents finished and then dried or whatnot and then wrapped. So start early. Save yourself that stress because it's a thing. And number 4 is ask for help. I am totally I got it. I can do it by myself. I do not need your help type of girl, which sounds like a 2-year-old, but whatever. I mean, I can do it by myself. I don't need your help, but I may not be a very lovely person because I am a little bit cranky that I'm doing it all myself and I'm stressed out. And I don't know why I do that to myself. That's just silly. And so this is a reminder for me that may be helpful to you is ask for help. Like, let other people help you. Let parents help you. Ask for donations. Ask for them to cut things. Ask for anything you need because you will find that they're already there for you to support you when and if you're ready to ask. They're going to be there to support you. Also, colleagues, like some of the best activities and ideas and read alouds all come from next door, right? Like your fellow colleagues have some amazing ideas. So if they've already got an activity done, cut out, ready, or planned, or they already have the book and you don't have to go hunt and search for it, use it, right? Ask to use it and then offer something that you have. And so that you're not doing double the work, you're kind of working together because it takes time, right? It takes time to gather materials. It takes time to write those lesson plans. And so if maybe you can work with your colleague on that, that will help a lot too. So just realizing that you can't do it all yourself. And even if you feel like you can, like I did, you're probably not the most jolly of person during the holidays. And the last one is enjoy the time with your littles. Like reality is about half of the year for those of us that don't go summers is over with these little guys. And just take that time to enjoy them. And I always have to step back and just watch the joy in their faces. And I have to make myself do that because I am an in the moment, got to get it done, got to do this, got to do that. We're working on this type of girl. And I try to make a point to remind myself to step back and watch them because the joy in their faces really, and they're just like happy little energy during that time. And even though their happy little energy can be exhausting, it's still so joyful. And I just try to suck that up because that's what we as adults are missing, just that joyfulness all the time because they're happy and it's the holidays and it brings them joy. And So children are very good at just radiating that joy. And so I try to suck it in. I try to suck all that happy energy in from them, because when you push all the activities and all the parties and all the festivities and the presents and all that to the side, it's who you spent that time with and who you enjoy spending that time with that matters the most. And I enjoy spending time with my littles, so I want to make sure that I'm making the most of them and trying to make that impact on them as well, right? Being that present person that's not stressed, that is enjoying them just as much as they enjoy me, right? So if you have any tips for me to reduce more holiday stress, like even any like hacks that you've come up with, I would love them. I'm already like, it's the 1st of December and I'm already feeling it. Like it's already creeping in all the things, all the things. So if you have any tips, please drop them in the comments. I would absolutely love them. Tips, hacks, things you do that make your life easier during the holidays, because 2020 is going to be a fun one, right? But at least we're in it together. So thanks for joining me. I hope you found some of these tips helpful. And again, if you have any to share, I would love to hear them in the comments. Have a great day, guys. Bye.